Yo, what's going on, guys? Just tried back with another video, and today I'm gonna be talking about Carmelo Anthony. Today the report was that Carmelo Anthony is gonna be waived from the Oklahoma City Thunder to save them a lot of cap space. He's reported to make 28 mil this year, and they don't want to pay him that. He didn't have the best season in OKC last year, and they're not gonna pay him 28 mil to do what he did last year, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna talk about is where I think he should sign and where he fits best. He's reported to teams like the Lakers, the Rockets, and the Heat, I believe. Those are the three teams that they're talking about. To start off, I think for the Lakers wise, I think he would fit well with them. I think he would fit well with LeBron James, his banana boat buddy, along with Chris Paul, who I'm going to talk about later. But with the Lakers, it's a kind of interesting situation because the Lakers, they just got LeBron James, and depending on how much money Carmelo's going to request, it might be hard for them to sign him. If he takes the league minimum, like Boogie Cousins did with the Warriors, I think that would be able to work out. And I think where he's at right now in his career, he wants to win, and I'm not sure if it's all about money with him. It might be, it might not, but I think the Lakers would be a pretty interesting option for them. That would add a second star to LeBron James, and then we already know that Kawhi Leonard wants to go there next year. So maybe within the next few years, if he went there, he would maybe contend for a title. But right now, I'm not sure if the Lakers are the best fit for him. We have the Heat. The Miami Heat are looking to try and get him. I'm not too familiar with their organization, but I know that Dwayne Wade is a free agent, and I'm not sure if they're going to be bringing him back. They don't have any type stars right now. I mean, they have Goran Dragic, they have Hassan Whiteside, who's going to be a free agent next year, and I don't know if that's the best situation for him. I mean, he's, like I said, depending on the money. If he wants money, they probably could pay him, but I don't know how that would work. But I think if he did go there, I think he would get the ball, which is what he's demanding. He wants the ball. Carmelo Anthony's a guy who needs the ball in his hands. He has to be able to get 15 to 20 touches a game, and he wants a guy who needs the ball in his hands, who gets the ball every possession, who touches it, and who can just go one on one. He's a one on one type guy who wants to show off his game and go to work, as you'd say. Finally, I think the Rockets. You have the Rockets who are coming off of the Western Conference Finals loss against the Warriors. As you can see, I'm a Rockets fan. But that's only because Chris Paul. I'm a Chris Paul fan, so that's why I support the Houston Rockets, because Chris Paul is there. Chris Paul is a banana boat buddy also, along with LeBron James, to Carmelo Anthony. Carmelo Anthony wanted to go there last year. He wanted to go there, the Cavs, when he was trying to get the buyout with the Knicks, and they ended up trading him to the Thunder. So this is a pretty interesting situation. You have Chris Paul, James Harden, and now that the Warriors have 5 All-Stars, I think if you add Carmelo Anthony to the Rockets, it gives them a better chance of competing with them. They did compete with them. They took them to 7. They were up 3-2 on the Warriors, and then Chris Paul unfortunately got hurt in Game 5, and then they lost in 7. They were up 3-2 on the Warriors. It was 2 stars to 4. So in my mind, if you put 3 to 5, I mean, I think they have a good chance. Also, if they bring back Clint Capella, which is a big piece, the man in the middle who's been protecting the paint for them all last year, and I think he fills a void in the Rockets. I think they lost Trevor Ariza. Luka Bamute's still a free agent. They could bring him back as well, which I think would be a great option. But I think at the point where Carmelo is in his career, I think the Rockets is a great situation for him. I think he wants. In my mind, I think he wants to win. He's an all-star, and he hasn't particularly done anything in the NBA yet. The only championship he has was in college, but he hasn't really done anything in the NBA so far except be an all-star. So I think the Rockets presents a big opportunity for him to win and take down the Warriors. I heard some reports of him also going to the Warriors, but I just don't see it happening. If that did happen, best believe a rant video would be going out on that too. But I don't see that happening. I think the Rockets because the Warriors can't offer him any money, so he'd have to go for the league minimum. I think the Rockets could offer him maybe like $8 to $10 million deal for 1 year. I don't think it would be a multi-year deal, not of any sorts, because he still has to prove that he can score. Obviously, last year it was a pretty disappointing year, but I think the Rockets overall would be his best option. I think him being alongside James Harden, Chris Paul, I think it would. I don't necessarily think it's the same as Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Let me say why. Because Russell Westbrook is a guy who absolutely needs the ball in his hands. Absolutely has to have it. He will not play off ball. He's a guy. He's a guy who, I wouldn't say he's a stat patter, but I mean, he takes 30 shots a game. He's a guy who wants to do it all by himself, I believe. And he took 350 more shots than Paul George last year. 350 more shots. That's insane. And Carmelo Anthony was probably half of what Paul George got. It wasn't a good situation for him. I think with Chris Paul and James Harden, what that presents, Chris Paul played very well off the ball when James Harden had it. James Harden's another one of those guys who has to have the ball in his hands. But there were times, the Rockets were able to have an all-star on the court at all times. I think if you add Carmelo Anthony, I think there'll be times where Chris Paul and James Harden can sit down and let Melo go to work, and they'll give them more rest. I think Carmelo Anthony will have more opportunities he'll have more opportunities to catch and shoot. That's what the Rockets offense is. They're they're an ISO one-on-one type team that will go, dribble, and then drive, kick, and that's where Carmelo Anthony comes in. The only problem I think he'll have is his defensive liability. He's getting a little bit older. His lateral quickness isn't as good, and I think that's what he'll lack with Mike D'Antoni's team. I think his offensive ability, if he can show that he still has it, it'll be good enough to overshadow that defense. As you can see with James Harden, his defense isn't as good, but his offense seems to carry him past those defensive liabilities. And having Chris Paul on the court, one of the best defensive point guards in the NBA, I think that's what helps. It helps the overall team. Having PJ Tucker in that starting lineup, it helps the overall team. One of the better defenders in the league. Clint Capella in the middle, it helps the team. It helps the team overall. And I think those two, maybe if those two were, since having both of them on the court, it might be a bigger problem than it could be. But overall, I think the Rockets are the best opportunity for Carmelo Anthony. And I think that's where he should sign. I think he should sign for, I'd say, anywhere from $7 to $10 million, I think, for 1 year is a reasonable offer. Because he's still an all-star. It's Carmelo Anthony. He's still got it. I mean, he might have had a down year last year, but I think he can come back. I think he has something to prove, and I think he wants to win. So Carmelo Anthony is a guy where he needs to be motivated. If he's motivated, he's going to be a guy who can score and give you 15 to 20 a night. And overall, I think he could help the Rockets tend for a championship this year when that's ultimately what they were right there at last year. And it's going to be a pretty interesting offseason. We've already had a pretty interesting offseason. I think the rest is going to be good, but this is another big what's the word I'm looking for? Big target. Big free agent target that everybody's going to be looking at. Aside from that, I wanted to give you guys a channel update for what I'm planning on doing. So right now I'm at the point where my schedule, my uploading schedule, it's gonna be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm planning on doing a stream over the weekend, one stream over the weekend. I think that's a reasonable amount of uploads, considering that I have a job and I'm gonna be going to school, and it's just I wanted to try and do daily uploads, but right now it's just gonna be too much for me, and it'll take all doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It'll take all the pressure off me to not upload every day. You know what I'm saying? But I'll still be doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday for sure, and then I'll have that stream for you guys over the weekend. But that's gonna be it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you guys think about Carmelo Anthony, where he should go in the comment section, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.